everyone. Welcome to another Mind Power Monday. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. As usual, doing all the things that make your heart happy, and hopefully you did some resting. Oh my goodness, my camera's up very high today. Hopefully you did some resting and rejuvenating and got some things accomplished. If that's what you wanted to do. I got a huge accomplishment done this weekend where I applied to be a developer for the home warranty. So for the fourplex that we're building, we have to actually become a developer and provide the home warranty. So that was a big, huge undertaking, and I got the application in yesterday. So woo-woo. Anyhow, hopefully you all had a great weekend too. Thank you, Shelly. Good morning. Yes, so I am a real estate investor just like the rest of you. Most of you already know that, but I have done several different strategies over the years, from BRRRRs to flips to new builds and all sorts of different things. My focus right now is really on long-term buy and holds. I'm really super committed to building my portfolio because that hasn't been a super big focus for me in the past until joining this amazing group. So that's what I'm focusing on right now. Good morning, Claudine. I see Brenda's there. Anyhow, everybody knows that I'm terrible at reading the comments and replying, so I'll just carry on and I will read them all later, I promise. Anyhow, I have done several strategies focusing on long-term buy and holds. I've created a great partnership with some people in New Brunswick, so super excited about that. And oh my goodness, my dog is coming here to join us. I don't know if you can see her. Probably not. And now she's probably going to ask to go outside. Nope. Good. Anyhow, here we go. This is a live video, so you get to see my pup. Anyhow, that's me as a real estate investor, also partnering up with 3 other amazing women to look at an exciting opportunity in the Okanagan. So that's me as an investor. If you ever want to chat real estate investing, I would absolutely love that. And why am I as a real estate investor sharing these Mind Power Mondays with you? Good morning, everyone. My background is in NLP. I'm a master practitioner of NLP. We have a family business that my mom started 25, 30 years ago, helping people create the success that they want, doing that utilizing the NLP model, the power of the mind, how our thoughts impact our results, how we can, change our strategies to mirror those that are incredible at what they do. What strategies do they run? How do they do what they do? What are they thinking? What are they saying to themselves? All of these really powerful things that you can't see and necessarily measure, but those are the things that make a difference between those who are incredibly successful and those who are sort of mediocre, average. So I'm super passionate about helping people recognize the power they do have. And I'm also really, really super passionate about helping people enjoy their life, feel better, feel happier, feel more aligned, more at peace as we create that success. So for me, it's the combination of both of those things. I want to be crazy successful, and I also want to do it in a way where I feel good and I enjoy my life and I'm able to be happy enough to enjoy the people around me and be grateful for what I have while I'm building that success, versus just going for the success, powering down, potentially feeling miserable and overworked and overwhelmed and unhappy, hoping that one day I will find that happiness. So that is not the way I do things. That is not how I want to support all of you. So everything that I share, it's about, how can we do what we do, focusing on building our success. And obviously in this arena, it's in the real estate investing world, but how can we do that in a way where we actually enjoy ourselves, where we feel good, where we're good humans, where we're happy, kind, loving, all of those things. So there you have it. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing here on Mondays. Today, I'm pretty excited about the topic. It's not rocket science, but I think it's super, super helpful. And I don't think I've shared it on a Mind Power Monday before. If I have, it would have been a very long time ago. We've almost been doing this for a year, you guys. I started last January, so it's almost been a year, every single Monday, except one. I did miss one. Anyhow, so today we are going to talk about negative Nellies. We're actually going to talk not about negative Nellies, but do you have people in your life that you would consider to be a negative Nelly? Or have you ever been accused of being a negative Nelly? Take a moment and think about that, because one of the things I wanted to share is when I'm talking to you on these Mind Power Mondays and I'm sharing these things, I want you to think of it from 2 perspectives. One being, how does this apply to me Is there anything that I need to learn so that I can grow and become a better person, create more success, build stronger relationships, all of that? So it's self. And then the other piece is, are there people that I know that I interact with, or situations where I recognize that knowing this information could help me interact with them in a different way, feel, have a better communication with them, feel better about that relationship. So twofold and really important today. So here's the deal, you guys. In the NLP model, there's something called sorting for sameness or sorting for differences. And remember this fancy little head diagram that I don't know if you can see that I've shown you many, many times. Right in here are meta programs. One of the things that when something happens, it comes into your brain and you process it really quickly, and that you make meaning of it, and then it comes through in your physiology and your behavior and all those fun things. So this is one of the meta programs, sorting for sameness, sorting for differences. It means it impacts as information comes into our brain. We have a natural tendency, and there are lots of different variations, but I'm going to keep it really simple for today, sorting for sameness or sorting for differences. So when someone sorts for sameness, naturally, automatically, this isn't because they're an awesome, positive person. This is because naturally their brain looks for all of the things that match within what they just saw, all of the things that are the same. So if they walk into a room and let's say, walk into a project, into a renovation project. Somebody who sorts for sameness will walk in, good morning, everyone. Will walk in and they'll notice all the things that match what they wanted, all of the things that are the same, all of the things that, that follow and match what they had expected to see. That is sorting for sameness, also known as matching or being a matcher, a person who does that. Now, sorting for differences is if you walk into that same renovation project and your mind automatically sees all the things that aren't what you thought they should be, all of those things that don't match what you were wanting, all of those deficiencies, all of those whether it be the mess, whatever it might be, you automatically notice the differences. This is also known as a mismatcher. So how does that play out? That plays out in many, many different ways. And again, I want you to be thinking about this for yourself. Do you think that you're naturally a matcher or a sort for sameness? Or are you a mismatcher or a sorting for differences? As you can probably suspect, it's the people who automatically sort for differences that we would consider those negative Nellies. When we present an idea to somebody who sorts for differences, they look at the idea and they automatically, literally automatically, it's not by choice, it's how they're wired in this, in this brain, their meta programs, they automatically will see a proposal, an idea, and they will think of all the ways that that won't work. All of the ways that the information that you're giving them doesn't match up to something in their mind. So we can think of that as negative, right? It's like you come with an idea, they say, well, it won't work because of da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Then you come with another idea. Nope, that won't work because of da-da-da-da-da. They walk into a renovation site and it's funny because Jason, my husband, sorts for differences naturally. And so it can create some relationship challenges because I'll walk into a renovation site and I'll be like, oh yeah, everything was great today. Everything looks fantastic. And he walks in and he'll notice this little caulking that isn't good and that little mark on the wall and that little whatever. And obviously I've learned to actually be super grateful that he sees those details. And I've also learned, because I know that I sort for sameness, that I need to walk into that project and I need to kind of switch gears and purposefully look for the things that don't match, that aren't right. Look for those deficiencies. So you can work with it. It's just a matter of really recognizing what your natural tendency is so that then you can sort of decide to deal with different things appropriately. So sorting for sameness versus sorting for differences. And yes, like I said before, there's lots of different variations from this, but I really want you to recognize the impact that this can have on us and our relationships. when we think of somebody as a negative Nelly, when we think they always shoot down our ideas, when we get upset because they're always pointing out the things that don't match, don't work, we can feel, we can feel upset, angry, frustrated, judgmental. And in all reality, each meta program, whether you're sorting for sameness or sorting for differences, has its advantage. And that's one of the huge pieces. I want you to all recognize, and I always want to recognize, that there's no right or wrong, that both have extreme value. There's different ways that sorting for sameness, being a matcher, is helpful in being able to see the big picture, in being able to sort of map things out, in being able to, and we're seen just naturally as more positive people. Sorting for differences, like jobs like accounting, jobs where you really do need to see those details, see those discrepancies, see those differences. You've got to be a sorting for differences. If you put me in an accounting role or in one of those roles where I've got to see all those things, I'll be terrible. I'll get fired in 3 seconds because I'll be like, yep, that all looks good to me, because in a big picture way, it will all match for me. That's just how my brain works. And yes, I can put on a different hat because I'm very aware of this, and I can decide I am gonna sort of hone in on those details. But my natural tendency is I'd be a terrible accountant or anything like that. So everybody has their place, and it's recognizing what you do, what your natural tendency is, and then how do you work within that. You can also communicate with people that, like as an example, and it's a little bit, I don't know what the word would be. I was going to say manipulative, but in a positive way, and always assuming that you've got great intentions and that you're trying to create win-wins and all that stuff. But if you're communicating with somebody who does sort for differences, you can start off with things like, and we'd have to talk about specifics, so don't quote me on this, but I know you're probably not going to like this idea, but blah, 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 blah. Because automatically their unconscious mind just wants to kind of do the opposite of that. So if I say you're not going to agree with me, well, then their natural tendency is to go, well, why would you think I'm not going to agree with you? I actually do agree with you. So there's different ways that you can communicate. It's all really fun stuff. But really the reason I'm wanting to share this with you today is a few reasons. One, I want you to pay attention to what you think you are and notice what you think other people are. I want you to notice if there's any conflict in relationship that you might be able to think of this differently. Because again, the biggest takeaway that I want, as I was sitting there, as I always do, going on my walk this morning, sitting before I do this and kind of connecting with all of you, and how can I be the most of service to all of you today with this piece of information is, this is about honoring everyone. This is about recognizing we are all different and unique. This is about being less judgmental, about being more accepting of others, about communicating in a way that works for the other person, about honoring and figuring out if you have people that are, if you are a sort for sameness and you have someone who's a sort for differences, how can you utilize their skill set? Because it's very, very valuable. And when they sort of counter your ideas with all the reasons why it might not work, take that information as valuable information. Instead of feeling like your idea got thrown out, they probably are really super valid things to explore. So instead of getting defeated and giving up, you just simply thank them for that information. So this is about really recognizing we're all different, using the information that you learn to help you build relationships, to help you create more success, to help you feel good inside, and to help you help others feel good. When we're judgmental, when we're feeling frustrated, we're not our best selves, and we certainly aren't going to have the people around us feeling good. So am I perfect at this all the time? Absolutely not. Do I remember it at every moment? Absolutely not. Am I a lucky person who lives with someone who's different than me? Yep, I do. And so I get to practice this all the time. But it's something that, because I know it, I know that Jason isn't a negative person. I know that his brain just sees things differently. And that's why he's amazing at what he does. That's why he is meticulous with his detail on, you know, anything we do sort of in the construction and real estate world, because he's meticulous at research and really paying attention to those things. So I value that. So how can you value the people in your life that are different than you? How can you take their skill set and use it to your advantage? Love them or like them, whoever they are in your life, and pair up and recognize that these are all assets and these are all super helpful in helping us build our success. So, negative Nelly? Nope, they're not. That's my point for today. We think of people as negative Nellies? Nope, they're not. Or this is one of the possibilities. I mean, obviously there are going to be some people who are negative. So I'm not suggesting that this is the end all be all, but I'm suggesting that this is a possibility. So if you have someone in your life that you have been, you know, whether it's in real estate, potential partners, in your personal life, family, friends, it doesn't matter. I want you to really start to pay attention to this. Recognize that we are all very unique. Remember all of this that's going on in our mind all the time? When we bring in information, we're all different and we process it differently. So how can you take this piece of information and have curiosity? Be curious about yourself, notice your natural tendency, be curious about others, and then figure out how can I communicate with them and how can I really honor instead of judge, and make this a win-win, harmonious relationships on our path to success, all together in our differences. So there you have it. I feel like another, oh my goodness, I guess I just have to accept the fact that on Mind Power Mondays, I stand on a soapbox and I blah, blah, all of this stuff. So I was super excited about this because it is something that does create some challenges in relationships. It's something that we do need everyone. We need a team that has all of these different aspects of ourselves. So if we can start to perceive these things not as negative, but as a positive, and then direct that in a way that helps move us closer to our goals, then it's awesome. Then we're golden. Then we're on our path. So I don't know if you can see my little angel of a dog. Lusk. Hi, baby. You say hi to everyone? Oh, I love her too much. Okay. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Have a fantastic week. And I will read all your comments. I promise. And we will see you next Monday, if not sooner. Alrighty. Bye, everyone.